My dear students, good afternoon. You have in the previous chapter you have learned about the structure of the pollen grains and the microsporogenesis. Just now we will learn about the female gametophyte that is known as the megasporangium or an ovule, how it is formed. So we have to learn about the structure of a anatropous ovule. Before going to discuss about the anatropous ovule, you should be familiar with this term. You are familiar with this term that the gynoecium is the female reproductive parts of a flower. It has mainly three parts: ovary, style, and stigma. The ovary encloses one or more cavities called locules inside it, and the placenta is the tissue seen in the locule that bears the ovules or megasporangia. The number of ovules in an ovary may be one, as in mango, rice, wheat, or many, as in watermelon, papaya, etc. Now, let us discuss about the structure of an ovule. An ovule arises as a primordium on the placenta. It is attached to the placenta by a short structure which is known as the funicles. Here you can see the structure funicles. The junction between the funicle and the ovule is called hilum, which later becomes a scar on the seed. The primordium grows into a mass of cells forming the nucellus, that one. The body of the ovule. It constitutes the body of the ovule. As you have learned that the tapetum, it provides the nourishment to the developing male gametophyte. Here we will learn that the nucellus, it is rich in cytoplasm and it gives nutrition to the developing ovule. The nucellus becomes surrounded by two protective covering, which is known as the intubement, except at the tip, leaving a small opening, which is known as the opposite to the micropyle. This one. This micropyle, it is the opening by which the male gametes will enter into it. Cells of the nucellus. It is very rich, as I told you, that it provides the nourishments. So what happens? There is generally a single embryonic or female gametophyte situated into the or located into the nucellus. It has developed from a megaspore. Let us see how there is a development of the megaspores takes place. The process by which the megaspore is formed is known as megasporogenesis. A single megaspore mother cell is differentiated in the micropylar region of the nucellus of an ovule. This is larger and contains dense cytoplasm and a prominent nucleus. Just you see, this is the nucellus and it has prominent nucleus. Now, this nucleus is large, having the prominent nucleus. Now it is ready to undergo the meiotic cell division. It undergoes meiosis 1 and forms a cluster of 4 haploid cells called the megaspore tetrad, like the microspore, just you have learned. So, of these, soon 3 degenerate and only 1 megaspore remains functional. Here it is first meiotic division, there is the formation of megaspore diad. The megaspore diad, again it completes the second meiotic cell division. As a result of which there is the formation of the megaspore tetrad. Just you see. Let us see how the development of the female gametophyte now will starts. Let us see how there is the development of the female gametophyte or megaspore. The functional megaspore is the first cell of the female gametophyte. It enlarges to form the female gametophyte, also called as the embryo sac. In this process, what happens? Its nucleus undergoes mitotic cell division. There were the 4 megaspores tetrad, but 3 of them get degenerate. Only one remain functional. This nucleus undergoes the mitotic cell division, as a result of which 2 cells are formed. Now this embryo sac will be known as the 2-nucleate embryo sac. The 2 daughter nuclei, it undergoes another mitotic division and giving rise to the 4 nucleate. 2 at the chelazal and 2 at the micropylar end. The third mitotic division again takes place, and it gives rise to the 8 nuclei. 4 at the chelazal end and 4 at the micropylar end. Now it will be known as the 8-nucleate embryo sac. But after formation of 8 nuclei, there is the formation of the cell wall around it. 3 cells are formed, and these nuclei get arranged at the antipodal cells. It is known as the antipodal cells. At the chelazal end, 3 get deposited, and it is known as the egg apparatus, consisting of 2 synergids and a female gamete egg. 3 cells are grouped here, micropylar and 3 here. So 3, 6, and remaining 2 nuclei, which is known as the polar nuclei, they move to the center of the embryo sac, now called as the central cell, and fuse to form a diploid secondary nucleus. Thus, as a result of all these divisions, we have to see what is the structure of the mature or fully developed embryo sac. It is 8 nucleated but 7 cell structure. 3 nuclei, antipodal cells, 3 as the egg apparatus, among which 2 are synergids, 1 is the female gamete, and in the center it is known as the central polar nuclei. My dear students, I think that all of you must have learned about the development of the female gametophyte as a result of the formation of the mature embryo sac, how the fertilization will carry out inside this embryo sac. We will discuss in our next video.